Welcome to the reading of my book, Duplicity and Duress, Snap Factories in the Making. I will be reading from Chapter 7, which is called Day 4, I'm Yawning Now, Friday, January 28th, 2011. Duplicity and Duress, Snap Factories in the Making by Erin Vans. And Erin Vans is my assumed name or pseudonym or pen name. And before the chapter, I will read a quote, a saying, and then I'll get into the chapter. Thank you for listening along. This was a labor of love. Imagine, if you will, a fairly sophisticated group of people teaming up to hone in on your very own personal Achilles heel with a seeming undying mission to attack it day after day, week after week, year after year, with almost zeal and fervor for no clear reason. You will either snap from the pressure or you will adapt to it. Maybe if you're one of the lucky ones, you heal to some extent, that which has plagued you for most of your life. To anyone who might experience such a thing, I'm pretty certain these days there are more than enough. I wish the latter for you. So on with Chapter 7, Day 4. I'm Yawning Now, Friday, January 28th, 2011. By the time the bus reached 30th Street Station, I was off and running, darting across the Schuylkill River Bridge towards 19th to get home, pick up Ashes, snuggle him to my chest, and let him know I'd never let him sleep home alone again. Then I burned the sage around my door, sprinkled sea salt in the corners of my room, and shook a sprig of rosemary around my bed to exorcise the demons who, for sure, were feeding off the fear created there. The sounds of the yawning bus still ringing in my ears, I never wanted to fall into a deep sleep ever again. Nam Myoho Renge Ko, I'm yawning now. Nam Myoho Renge Ko, I'm yawning now. I know what I heard. I must trust myself. Sydney's conflicting behavior, saying, I'm yawning now, 108 times, and then flat out denying it, with a straight face no less, kept running through my mind. I know what I heard. No one can ever convince me otherwise. Not ever. Even if a videotape surfaced from that morning with me depicted in the frame and Sydney off to the side saying Nam Myoho Renge Ko, I would say the videotape was edited and spliced to suit someone else's agenda. That's how sure I am that she was saying I'm yawning now. The truth is, the camera can lie. That is how sure I am of that specific moment in detail. Thank you very much. I needed to say that because one thing has become clear. Whatever I was experienced was designed to create confusion and self-doubt, to shake one's foundation, to discredit, and to make crazy. Sadly, this tactic, this psychological warfare is, well, I'm going to say it, fucking effective. Because who would believe this? Every day for the past 3 days, and now going on the 4th, these unexpected, chaotic, bizarre, and nonsensical scenarios kept unfolding one right after the other in front of me. None of it computed or made sense. I didn't know how to trust I didn't know who to trust or what to believe. Tracking down a sympathetic ear in the height of this experience would have been impossible. What I did know is the mounting evidence against Sydney was swelling to an undeniable degree. Sydney's lie about the mantra, in addition to the comment about America, and the one she said about me being okay as long as I was with her, and how to interpret the no bad dog walking sign, not to mention the flash of light while removing my tampon in her bathroom. All of it pointed to her lack of concern about me or my well-being. I don't think she was a friend. It seemed more likely she wanted to play tricks. My brain and my nervous system overloaded. It didn't help matters that, in a panic, I just fled a bus that sounded as if, and most of its passengers, were yawning. And yawning all the way back to Center City. Ho hum, speeding up and slowing down, up and down at every stop, putting all on board into a nice and sleepy hypnotic state. By now my body was operating at such an odd vibration, it shook and trembled as it walked. What a sight that must have been! Others on the street probably surmised I'd awakened from a tomb and somehow managed to climb up over the ground level to take a look-see at the modern world. Arms and legs jerking, torso trying to keep appendages together, my head shaking forward then backward. That's how badly I was panicking. My body was simply unable to comfortably contain the shock it had absorbed. Me, a jitterbug, walking the streets early on Friday morning across the bridge, making a beeline towards Rittenhouse Square where yet one more incredibly intimidating event went down. While on the 19th Street crosswalk stretching over Walnut Street Bridge and into the park, a very large and very loud, souped-up car, what kind I don't remember because it was moving so fast, squealed around the corner, through the light at 19th, then hung a sharp left onto West Rittenhouse past the City Institute Library for hanging another left to drive past the Ethical Society. A pair of stone greyhound statues sitting at the southwest end of the square across the street from the Ethical Society as if watching guard to keep the demons out. The squealing car was blaring music at a level not typical for Rittenhouse. I recognized the tune from about a week prior when I played a collection of CDs for Kiera, someone I was hanging out with a lot of the time. Kiera and I had danced around my apartment one afternoon while on a cleaning spree. It was one of the songs from Mika's Life in Cartoon Motion. The driver of this car was mocking the moment she and I shared. He was flaunting a new form of harassment to the many not-so-direct forms of harassment that were piling up. Using music to intimidate by proxy, as if he knew my business. To better explain, imagine you seriously dated someone from, say, XYZ law firm. One of the most highly advertised law firms in the city. The law firm relentlessly advertised on every single city bus in downtown, or hundreds of billboards, on television every hour, you name it, if you can't escape the ads. Or you name it, you can't escape the ads. The XYZ law firm is everywhere and no one forgets it. Problem is, if you have a falling out with that lover who worked at the law firm, and you keep seeing those ads, it is, in a weird way, a form of intimidation, harassment, and stalking, or, if nothing else, a constant reminder on a very regular basis, by proxy, of that person and the falling out the two of you had. In the Mika case, this was intended for me. That song, Life in Cartoon Motion, was part of the big show of someone's desperate need to exercise power, and I knew it. The souped-up car, its music blaring out the windows before 8:30 a.m. in the morning. Wheels screeching, chassis popping, pumping, people looking, gawking because this rarely happens in this neck of the woods, even during late-night hours. I jittered my way home, trying to deflect yet another attack. Took a shower, picked up ashes, snuggled him, tried to eat some toast with a touch of butter, but couldn't stomach it. Slipped my winter coat over my shoulders, took a big sigh, and opened that door to face this new and very ugly-looking situation, which on this day would grow worse and worse by the minute. My apologies for the negativity. I don't work as a headline writer for CNN. I'm just reporting the reality during this time period. My personal style is to uplift, which I hope I can do in this book by saying anyone in this position can get through it without going ballistic. It just takes a lot of hard work, convincing yourself and your brain that you are way better than them, and that they have a very serious problem. Say that as a mantra more than 108 times if that's what it takes. I will end that chapter there, and we'll just explain the car pumping its way around Rittenhouse Square is an extremely rare event, and for it to happen at 8:30 in the morning, and to be playing a song that was sort of backdated, and the fact that it matched up with what I was listening to in my apartment while a friend or someone who had gotten close to me was with me, made me feel intimidated, as if people knew my business and were either making fun of me, mocking me. I'm not really sure, but that's one of a million tactics used that began in 2011. Thank you so much. Please like, share, and subscribe, and donate if you can. Thanks. Bye-bye. Or buy the book. Link at the bottom of the description. Thank you.